So what I've just been feeling like I've wanted to say lately for a while now, and so I'm making this video right now, is that it's time for everyone to be free, past, present, and future. Like I said, if you experience some of the things that I have, then you might know. You say past, present, future, what is that supposed to mean? Well, even some of the things that I even experienced with like people who have already died, whether that's yesterday or a long time ago, is that to feel how it might feel if you're dead, okay, and you're like you're stuck in some different dimension, or you're stuck in hell or something like that, or some sort of dimension like that where someone's trapped or stuck and they feel horrible and they're trapped basically. And so when I say that, I'm talking about every person. So whether it's people who have already lived on the planet, who have already died, for people in the future, and what may come or will come, and for people now, is that everyone will be free, no matter what your circumstances are, where you are living in or dead, whether they're alive or dead, they're going to be free. So whether you're living here right now, you're going to be free, okay? Or you're already dead. People who are dead and say I'm not free, you're free now, okay? And that's what I'm saying now, is that everyone's free right now. Is that it's time that every single person that's ever existed will be free, and no longer will you be held by anything or anyone to be held captive over you. And so that's what I wanted to say, and that's kind of basically where I'm going on just this little talk here that I want to talk about, and basically just no more lies, okay? And so when I say that, I don't just talk about people or government. I'm saying just everything in the world, anything that's not true, okay? Whether it's individual telling someone else, or a government, or some high up intelligence or something that we don't even know about, okay? Or there's something, whatever it may be, that's going on that people don't know about, okay? And people are being lied to about it, okay? Or people are withholding information purposely to hurt other people, to keep them from knowing it. That's not going to happen anymore. Basically, no more lies, no more cheating, no more withholding information. And what I mean by that is, well, sure, anyone can lie, but now what I'm saying though is that no more lies, no more nothing, okay? Anything that people want to know, okay? Or like I said again, if people are using lies or some form of covering up or some sort of deception to mislead people, or to use it in a way to keep them trapped or stuck from something they don't know, or by like withholding information purposely to hurt other people, or to trap them, or whatever it may be, is that it's not going to happen anymore. They can try it, they can do it, but now instead of it affecting the people that it's used against, whether the lies are to be used against someone else, or whether the covering up is to save them and have other people suffer, okay? Or whether it's withholding information for themselves to benefit them or another group of people, okay? And whether that's an individual or another large group of people or a government or something like that, no longer will that work. They can do it, but what I'm saying here is that now instead of it hurting the ones that they're doing those things to, instead they're gonna be free. So anytime someone lies, now the people that they're lied against are free. Anyone who's withholding information about something that someone wants to know about, now they're free instead. Instead, it's not going to affect them. Now they're free. You want to anyone who wants to cover something up that now for their benefit and not for someone else, well, instead now they're free. Now that person's free. So you see, so what I'm saying, whether it's a government or a nation or a group of people or an individual, no longer will those things work against the people that it's for. Instead, you're going to be free. And those things are not going to be used against you. Instead, it's going to help you. And every time anyone tries to keep lying or cover something up or something, or an injustice, or any type of injustice, whatever that may be, towards another person or a group of people, instead of it affecting them, now they will be free. Anytime that's done, anytime anyone does anything, no longer can it benefit them. They will not benefit from now. If they do it, it's going to do is the truth is going to, instead, what's going to happen is the lie will be forced to come out. Now it's going to happen. You lie, it's going to come out. You cover something up or you withhold information, now it's going to come out, and now everyone else is going to be free. The people it's used against will be free. And so I say that when I say that today with everything that's going on, as well as like the coronavirus thing, and now like the riots and stuff like that, is people, a lot of people I've just talked to, even myself, I hear either people, a lot of people either think the whole thing's made up, that the virus isn't even true, or that the governments or the groups of people, the way they reacted to it was way over the top, like telling people they can't even go to a restaurant and eat, or they can't open their business, they can't have a drink. Those are some of the things I've heard from majority of people, or some people will think it's both, that they think it's made up and they overreacted, or that something else is going on, they're not, and people aren't being told the truth. And again, that's based off what other people are saying or thinking. And also on that is, and a lot of people are thinking, if the governments are involved, well, think about that. To say the governments are involved for a certain purpose or reason to make up the coronavirus, well, remember, every government, basically almost every government in the whole entire world shut down their countries, most of them. So there was some form of like a quarantine on some level in most countries. So that would either mean, if it was just one country, you could say like, oh, they're lying, they're doing it on purpose for a certain reason, they're making it up. But think about it, if you're saying that, then that means every single country, even the ones that don't even like each other, right? Like countries be like, why would I go along with this story? We don't even like your country. Like, we want to blow you up. You know what I'm saying? So for that to be true, that means that the whole entire, every government would have to be in on it. Or some form of higher up, whether that's like some high military or government official or something, at each top level from these countries do know something, and they really aren't telling people, which could be true. I'm not saying that that's not true. And so either that means they're all in on it and they know something and they haven't told us yet, and there's like something big that's about to come out, okay? Or it is true, I guess. Or they're just overreacting for it somehow. But either way, the main thing I want to get at here is that rather than just a virus or what you think, or whether it's made up or whether it really is made up, and they're not telling people things for a certain reason, is that at the core of it, the essence of it, the reason why it happened, you just look at everything that's going on in the world. I mean, you could talk about for ages. I mean, the essence of it isn't really even the virus itself. Like I said, there's so many ways it impacted the world and people, or how it was portrayed, is that all the other things about it are the main issues, actually, not even the virus itself. Okay, and like I said, some people don't even think it's real, so then it really doesn't matter. Yeah, so anyways, like I said, the main issue is about not even the virus itself. It's about all the other things that happened that went along with it. Like, again, that's worldwide. So how did certain countries react to it? Did they lock down the entire countries? Did they do quarantines? Did they force people? Like other countries that actually like made people go into quarantine? Did they trace back their steps and use their phones or like some sort of technology to trace people and like gather information, okay, whatever, just for quarantine? So, I mean, there's so many things you could talk about. It could go on and on, just on those issues, which I'm probably sure it will be talked about, at least for now, on all those things. Even how like TV function. I mean, people from the news are doing it from their home. You got a bunch of TV shows doing it from their own house and stuff like that, and streaming, and the way even people communicate. So even that. So it's endless in how many ways you can talk about it. Anyways, so besides all that and the coronavirus, and again, with all that, also, those are the main issues. So I think for people who's thinking, who's looking at the point of God, it's like, he's bringing all the issues and questions up for, it seems to be for people that all those things and all those issues revolve around the virus. For instance, it brings up questions like, some people might say, like, how much control can we take from a government? What will or will you not allow when it comes to tell you what you're going to do? What is the government going to tell you? You can't leave your house, you can't go to a restaurant? Are people going to listen to it? Are people just still going to do it even though they don't want to? They're still going to do it? Or are people going to say, I'm just going to do it, I'm going to do it anyways? Are they going to listen to it? And then some people think it's right, some people think it's wrong. Another question that gets brought up that people talk about is, well, okay, they say, well, you're like, for instance, for the person, right, who tried to open up their business again, they said, tell everyone you're selfish, the judge, for opening it, for just going ahead and opening anyways. But then it brings up that question, well, what about the other people? Isn't it selfish for them too? So just because someone else doesn't want to get sick and wants to stay at home, then someone else is supposed to force and not just sit at home and not do anything. So isn't that kind of selfish too? So, and those are the things that gets brought up. And it also, again, not only comes up from an individual basis and how people feel, but how do they feel from telling a government or someone telling them what to do, and then how far will they go? At which point are people just gonna keep going along with it? Like they say, just sit at home. You're not even allowed to come out of your house now. Okay? Like, will people actually do it? And those are the things that, the questions that are getting brought up. And so I think some of those things are the main issue. So when people are talking about, or, in the terms of God, is that, and these things happening, well, is it just a virus and the people, or is there reason to bring people together now? Or it seems to me that it's bringing up all these questions for people. What are you going to do? How are you going to react? Are you scared of some people are saying, are you scared of the virus? Do you think you're going to get it? If you're scared that you're going to get it, are you going to wear a mask and stay at home because you think you're going to get it? Or does someone just say, well, if I get it, then it won't matter because I believe in God, so I'm not going to get it. Or even if I get it, I'll be all right, type of thing, or something like that. So, and so those are the questions, because think about it, there's a lot of things that can happen when you leave your house every day. Anything can happen, really. So, but people don't, like when I talked about a long time ago, is that like, what do you call it? Like slipping on a basketball or something. You could walk out of your house and a kid could be playing basketball and roll a ball down, and you might slip on it on some random weird occasion, okay? But you don't go outside your door every day, wearing square shoes that are super huge and walk really slow to make sure you don't, you know what I'm saying? So, but it can still happen. So those are the type of questions that just in general that get brought up. And again, so that goes with the point of saying that now I'm saying is that, and I think what God was saying, not just besides all these questions, but now it's time that everyone's free. So no longer can anyone be above you, whether it's a whole entire government versus one person or a large group of people, or whether you're someone who's just stuck at home or if there's any circumstance in your life, whether it's money, sickness, or anything else like that that's in your life that's trapping you or holding you back, no longer will you be able to be held back. And so that's one of the main things that I'm getting at, besides all these questions, that I believe that is going to happen. And I believe, and that's kind of why with the virus and now like the riots and all that, and I think that's the main thing. It's time that everyone's free, past, present, and future. And look, the government can hold people back, and there's all these other things and reasons that can stop people or trap people. But now it's saying no matter what, no government, nothing, everyone's going to be free now. And so that's what I'm getting, and that's what I believe I'm getting. That's why what I wanted to say is that now it's time that everyone's going to be free, past, present, and future, no matter what, whether you're living or dead too. Anyone who prays to God will be free, is what I'm saying. No matter what your circumstances, or no matter what injustice there is, or no matter who's doing it, no matter who's above you. Okay, whether it's a government, whether it's a million people versus one person, okay, whether it's just an individual, whether it's a specific person, you're like, whether it's not even a person at all, or it's just an injustice, or whether it's, like I said, or maybe it's personal circumstances for a person why they can't get out of their situation, money or anything else like that, is what I'm saying is that now everyone's free from anything, from all things that what they don't want, okay, or they don't like, or they feel like they're being or there's an injustice against them, or they're being trapped or stuck, is that now everyone's going to be free. Now you're free. And now I say it's like God's making it easy for people. It's like, here, let me just make it easy for you. Here's all those questions you can bring up. Now no one's going to be held captive anymore. No one's not going to be free, no matter what your circumstances. I'll make it easy for you. Anyone who just prays to God now, no matter what it is or what circumstance, if you feel, and obviously for good things, whether for yourself or other people, is that it's just going to happen. If someone prays to God and says, I want to be free, then they're going to be free. Okay? From anything. And so more on that, what I'm talking about is that now everyone will be free. Every person in the world, okay, even people who have already died, past, present, future, everything. Is that now anyone who just prays to God, that basically there's nothing anyone can do now to stop you. So for instance, anyone who's actually literally sitting in a jail right now, maybe in a different country or like a communist country where they feel like they've been they've had an injustice done to them and they know that they didn't do anything wrong, or even if it's just that they apparently did something wrong according to their standards, according to some crazy over the top or something standard, and they've tried to use it against someone and try to put them in jail for it, and they're arrested for it, and they don't feel that it's right. Well, no longer. Now if you're sitting in that jail, for anyone who's sitting in a jail cell, even and who's actually literally in jail, let's say for instance, and this is a point I'm trying to get across, is that if you pray to God, if they pray to God and say, I want to get out of here today, or whatever, something like that, or any prayer like that, or whatever they want or need, or they feel like they've been justified by who's ever holding them captive, they're going to get out, that they're going to be free. No matter who you are, your situation, you say, well, how did that happen? Well, there could be a million ways that could happen, but what I'm saying is that they'll be free. A new law passes. Someone comes in with a boatload of money and bails them out. Something's going to happen. They're going to get out. Okay, as long as it's justified, right? And they're trying to do something that's better for them or for other people, that when they're in a bad situation, they'll get out. And so that's what I'm saying. That, and regarding like the viruses, well, or telling people to quarantine, or government now telling you, because right now it's like, no matter what happens, preparing now and in the little bit of future how crazy it could get, because who knows, like literally what can happen here now, is that don't worry about any of those things, no matter what it is, whether it's a virus or a government with a whole line of people holding guns at you, is that they can't even do anything, that nothing will even happen, because if they do, and you pray to God at that point, let's say there's 100 people against one person and they all have guns. If you pray to God, something will happen. Is that what I'm saying? Is that it doesn't matter now, no matter what, no government, nothing is going to be able to stop anyone or hold anyone back now, as if they pray to God and say, and they ask for it, then they're going to get out. And again, you say, well, how you can't stop guns and a bunch of people? No, but guess you say that, yeah, because based on a circumstance, something crazy will happen. There'll be a line of people, and then all of a sudden freaking a plane or something will come down out of nowhere and crash land on people, and it blows up and they all run for their lives, and then you get away. There's one example. Okay, there's anything that could happen. So I'm saying something like that's going to happen no matter where they are. And so that's what I'm getting at. And same thing with the rioting and the police, because like for instance, that's going on right now, and like the government, people are upset how the government's reacting and killing people. Now the government can't even be above anyone. So now, and the thing is, right, if you looked and say someone's treating me bad, that people could attack people and kill people, and they could say they're justified, right? You could say, well, you're killing people and attack them, and you could be justified, I guess, right, if you want to say that, and say, well, I'm attacking them, I'm attacking everyone. But the thing is that you can do that and you can die. And you might die because doing that, because if you attack someone, you'll die. And it's God's like saying, why die over it though? When I can get you freer, I'll get you free faster and freer, and you won't have to die. See what I'm saying? So because once, let's say you want to attack like the government, like let's say quarantine, and they go, oh, you can't do that. And you say, well, I'm going to do it. And they go, no, you're not. We'll take you to jail, or they attack you and take you to jail. Then you pray to God and say, no, you won't. You can't. What will happen? Circumstances will unfold. They attack you. Something will happen. You'll be free. That's what I'm saying. So now that's why, that's what I'm trying to get at right now, is I believe that's what's going to happen no matter what the circumstance or situation. And be prepared for that. I think that's what God's showing, like now, exactly like right now, and what's ever going to happen is that just think like that, and then everyone will be free. So now it's like, right, because now you don't have to worry about trying to protest or even attack people, or worry about if they're going to attack you or kill you, because it's not going to happen as long as you pray to God. Because don't rely, so now it's like saying, don't rely on a government to try to help you or to save you or to justify you or tell you what you can or can't do, because now I'm going to do it. Now God's going to do it, and now everyone's free, no matter what your circumstance is. And if you're watching this video and you say, and you don't believe it, or you think what I'm saying isn't true, do it. Do it. And I guarantee you'll get out in some form or another. And the way someone else may look at it and say, oh, that person didn't get out, or they're stuck, really? But you're going to have to ask them. Okay, and then not only that, but you also have to ask them, even if the person dies, let's say, oh, they got a virus, look what happened to them, and they died. Yeah, but maybe they're free. You don't know what happened to them once they died, right? So you can't really say that. So you say, well, that was stupid. Yeah, that really helped. Look, you died, you got the virus, or something else happened. Yeah, but maybe that was done, and now they're free, and now they're doing something else, right? In another dimension that people don't even think about or comprehend, and that they're having the best time of their life, or they're doing something. So they are free. And that's what I'm saying, is that you'll be free for sure, one way or another. And so that's what I'm saying right now. And so that's why there's no point. It doesn't even matter anymore. There's nothing anyone can do, not a government. And that's why you're going to see, and I look now even further, is that when I see the things that are going on, all the governments and everything that's protesting, why things more unfolding, because this is already happening. You see? Because everything that people are doing, the governments and things like that are doing to the people that are, whether it's their law, or they say, oh, well, this is our law, and now they're holding people in jail for it, or they're doing some over-the-top jail sentence, or they have some like crazy crime. That's why you're going to see their country collapse. Any country or nation or government or communist country that holds laws that they say, well, they broke the law, so we are justified because we set the law, we said this is it, and then now this is what happened to you. Well, but that's according to who? According to you? According to your standards. So that's not right, because no matter what a group of people believe, or a government, that doesn't matter to one person. Whether it's one people or however many, it doesn't matter, because the point is that that's your standard, okay, not that person's or anyone else's. And that's what God's saying too. No government can lie, no government can withhold information, because if they don't, it's gonna come. Not only will it come out, but on top of that, it's also not going to be used against the people it's hurting. So not only will it come out, but those people will be free from it. You get it? So now anytime a government lies, anytime a government does an injustice, even if it's to one person, anytime anyone covers up or withholds information purposely because they just don't want people to know, even if it's for that simple fact, is that it will come out, and there'll be nothing they can do about it. It will come out. And it's going to be faster. So I'll be like, now it's coming out. Now when I say, I mean like, and now every time they say it, it's going to come out. And not only that, will those things stop happening, and they can't even do it. Now every time they do it, it's just going to it'll just get worse. It'll just keep, every time they do it, it's just going to go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. It's going to come out faster, it's going to come out faster, and then the people are going to be freer and freer and freer and freer. You see? And so that's what I'm saying, and that's what's happening. So now do you see how it's all changing? Because now the governments, and no matter who they are or what's happening, if it's injustice against the people, they're screwed. They can't even do anything. Like, no one can even do anything now that they can't even lie or do anything. Well, they can, but if they do, not only will, like, again, not only will it come out, like I said, but then it's just going to help the people. See, now every time someone does it against someone that's not right or justified, it's going to lift them up. You see? And so that's what I'm saying. So now everything's changing. And so now what I'm saying, and it is going to change even more. And that's the way how. Because you see now anyone that just prays is going to get out. So it's like super easy. It's like he's making it easy. Now you don't have to worry about a person's standards or laws or something, or even a government's or how someone's treated, because if you pray to God, you're going to get out. And instead, you see, you'll be free. And the ones doing the injustices will have the injustices. And so that's what I'm saying. So now, again, the same thing where they say you ask for bread and you get a stone type of thing. It's backwards. Okay, so now no longer, or like when you work really hard for something and then someone else tries to cheat or come along or take it or mess it up or something, it won't happen. At least praying to God. So they just say pray, and now it's not going to happen. And so that's what I'm getting at. So instead of those things that happen that do happen, is not going to happen now. And it will, and no matter how the circumstance unfolds, is what I'm saying is that it will unfold somehow in some crazy manner, that no matter what, it will unfold for that person to be free. Or say someone's been working hard for something, they're going to get it. No longer are you not going to get it, or someone else is not going to come in and mess it up for you. Now you're getting it. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying. It's all about that right now. And so this is what I wanted to say. So now it's basically the opposite now of everything. So no longer are people going to be trapped by anything. It's all going backwards or opposite now. So basically what I say is, when I'm writing this, is when I say it's like, you plant your grapes, you're going to drink the wine. Right? If you gather your food and prepare a feast, you're going to eat it. Basically, again, what I'm saying here is that no longer will anyone take anything from you. If you put in the hard work and effort, you're going to reap the benefit from it. That's the way it's going to be now. No longer will someone come along at the last second and screw you over. That's what I'm saying, no matter what it is. And that's why I'm saying these things, because it's all opposite now. No matter what it is. So, again, so it's like when you go up when you're super thirsty and you get it and you want to drink a water, and then it's a dry cup. Instead of that happening, instead of you go up and you're super thirsty, now you have a full cup. Now you got a super nice ice cold water that you're gonna drink. So instead of an empty well, you will get one overfilled with water. Instead of scorching heat, you will get cool breezes. You say, instead of scraps and crumbs, you will get an abundance of food. Instead of being trapped or stuck, you'll get chains that are loose. Alright, laters.